Finance and General Purposes Committee meeting. Just going through the agenda. Apologies for absence.
Councillor Hutton, Councillor Chapel.
Are we happy to receive those? Councillor Chapel's next order in the Go Enterprise presentation, so he's somewhere down. 2347, declarations of interest. Does anyone have any declarations of interest, pecuniary or otherwise? Marvellous. Minutes of the previous meeting. These have been circulated. I have a copy in front of me. I'm happy to sign them. Are there anything? Are there anything? Is there anything that anyone would like to raise or question, query? If not, can I have a proposal? John's proposing a seconder. Rupert, thank you very much indeed. All those in favour? Thank you very much indeed. Look at that, page 2 already. Representations from interested parties? No, none. Considerations of requests from interested parties? Basically, just two paragraphs left. Yeah, only 5 minutes.
This is interesting.
Financial matters. To review the financial regulations. We have a copy in front of us of our existing financial regulations, but I think I'm right in saying that NCAL,
Through now.
who are our sort of format givers, are in the middle of playing around with the format.
Yeah, we should get the new draft at the end of this month, so I'm just wondering whether we wait until that comes out before we do anything with it.
Any changes we might make might be made redundant.
So just one question on that. Within here, it's talking about grants of £2,000. We have talked about raising that. I guess it's worth leaving that as well, because the new regulations may say something completely different.
Yeah, I mean, maybe, I think they normally leave that part blank, so it's up to the council as to how much you want
So we
to.
could do that at the next FGP.
Yeah, well, we get.
June.
It'll be the May meeting.
Okay. So I won't be here in May. Well, I think those limits should be increased. Is that something to put in the paper for the May meeting, or can I make?
I think what we'll do is we'll receive that draft at the May meeting with a view to, in the June finance meeting, that's when we can look at it in a bit more in detail,
Okay.
and then it'll go to the June full council meeting for approval. Because it'll be a document that we're going to receive that could have a lot of different changes in it that we need to look at.
That makes sense.
So I made a note of my notes like that.
Okay.
Okay, so we're reviewing those, but our reviewing policy is to wait for the next lot to come out and see them later on. 235102, review the grants policy. We all have a copy here. I started looking at it earlier and thought we could probably make it punchier and quicker and easier to read, but I'm not sure a meeting now is the best way forward to do that. Are there any particular issues we wanted to consider?
Yeah, I had one, which was under item 6, so a long list of things we will do and won't do, the penultimate, the last paragraph.
So council will not provide financial assistance.
I misread that. It's a penultimate paragraph.
Applications that are made.
No, I'm sorry, I misread both of those. I'll withdraw.
No. That's quite an exciting.
So my second point is in that last paragraph, it says at the last part of the sentence, the council will not provide financial assistance, or organisations for the promotion of themselves. And yet some grant applications we have are for promoting the organisation itself. So we talked about this briefly at the non-board meeting last week. My own view is if we're going to allow that to happen, and for example, not the IFMD grant, what's the other grant? The unfringed.
And fringe.
We are paying for promotional material. Now, if we're going to do that, this needs to be changed. If this is to be kept, we shouldn't be doing it. And I prefer to do it and change this.
Okay, I suppose the interesting
Unless I
question there
misunderstood it.
is, are we promoting the organisation or are we promoting the events that the organisation put in? It's a fair point there. So that's clearly in a religious and political paragraph.
It's predominantly political and religious.
So do we think it was meant to refer to those organisations rather than organisations in general?
Yes, it is, it's religious, yeah.
So should we just insert religious /
Similar.
political?
Well, if we put similar to involve and organisations or similar organisations for the promotion of themselves, that would cover it.
That's fine. So instead of all organisations.
Because we should be supporting some organisations to promote themselves. We did with the squash club, we have with the tennis club, we want to do with Fringe, I think.
Sort of the point. That's sort of the point of the grant.
The last 5 words, all organisations for the promotion of themselves.
Yeah, or similar organisations. So it's talking about religious or, religion or to political parties or similar organisations. So no churches, no political parties.
So you want similar putting in.
So you want similar putting in?
That's my proposal.
Yeah, I'm just going to question for a second. Is similar to vague? Should we say religious / political organisations? Or is similar the best way of giving us a bit of wiggle room?
In this kind of things, I think it's almost always best to be more general than more specific, because the more specific you are, the more likely it is something will be just outside, and then it's not much about whether they're outside or inside.
So, Jamie and Rupert, we're moving towards inserting similar. We okay with that?
Similar to religious.
So it says promotion of any religion or for the promotion of any religion or to political parties or similar organisations. So, for example, Reform puts itself around as a political party, but it's actually a limited company.
Okay, so then that would mean that they can't.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll put,
So
similar.
you're proposing similar?
Yeah.
Whole second similar in that last sentence. Are we all okay for similar to the end?
Yeah.
Brilliant. Lovely. The only other thing I've written down is, depending on where our vision gets to in the next few months, it might be worth sort of linking this to that, but that's an ongoing process. So, cool. That's a good short-term review. Anything else we want to review on the grants policy? No? Excellent. Just for clarification, Emma, does that now need to go up before the council?
Yes, but that won't be until May now.
That's fine. And then 23/5103, review the finance and general purposes committee terms of reference. We all have copies thereof. I say that. I just highlighted the last 2 points. I don't know why, but I just thought it was a good idea. The committee shall monitor all aspects of the council's performance not otherwise monitored by any council committee or working party, and shall report thereon to the council. That's quite broad and quite vague. However,
I'm not sure
Just doing the
Just
finance.
Yeah, yeah.
You can sit in if you want. You can sit there if you want.
is that designed to be particularly vague, or is it?
Sorry.
So it's the idea that we monitor anything that no one else monitors. I suppose that's why there's a catch-all for toilet paper usage, water consumption. And are we doing that? And then the next one, the committee shall recommend a 3-year programme to council in respect of all areas of council's operations, not being the responsibility of any other committee. Have we ever done that?
That's my question.
We have done it. The last one that was done was, I've forgotten the ex-councillor's name. Terry did one, didn't he?
Terry Stan.
Mm.
So it's sort of pre-COVID.
Yeah,
So if we're saying we do that, I suppose we should probably do that.
yeah, I mean, it should happen somewhere. There should be a 3-year programme or a 5-year programme going on somewhere.
For what?
For the council, so that instead of year on year, you do your budget year on year anyway, but if you've got big projects that cost vast amounts of money, you don't just in that year think, oh yeah, we're just going to spend 50,000 on this. You have a plan where you've been putting aside money, things like redecoration of the buildings. You have a
That's
plan.
so they come under estates, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
In theory.
But
So they
the
could be
finance
related.
would need to be included in the budget.
So we should probably leave those in, but we should probably actually do them.
Yeah, I think two things. One, 3 to 5 years also fits with our need for longer term visions. We've got a plan of where we're heading over the next 3 to 5 years. Secondly, for a number of months I've been saying it'd be good to have estates with a 3 to 5 year plan of repairs and maintenance and so forth. Are you saying that when that's proposed, it needs to come to finance before it goes to council? So we
I
can
think
look at
I
the
think
three-year
finance
programme and
committee
have
would
a
work.
view on it.
Would work in conjunction with what comes, because estates is where we predominantly spend most of our money.
Yeah.
And that's where they would, on their annual walk rounds, that's when they see what, they think they're going to need to spend money on.
Yeah.
And so they probably come up with a plan of what needs doing, but then finance puts aside the money that needs to be put aside for it.
So I see all of that, but that doesn't fit into either of these 2 paragraphs. Because both of these paragraphs refer to not otherwise monitored or not being the responsibility of any other committee or working party. The estates is another committee.
So the 3-year programme linked to estates is slightly different to this, isn't it?
Yes.
This is a separate thing.
Yes,
Might it be worth us leaving it in,
I think so.
and then at our next meeting in June, actually see if we can dig out the last one that was done, look at the scope of it, and over the next few months start linking it all together. Does that seem reasonable? So effectively, we're saying we've reviewed and we don't want to change any in terms of brackets. Okay. Do we need to vote on that, or?
No,
That's fine. Lovely. Okay, last 2 items then. I can press the right button. 235201 to consider a grant application for the annual Festival of Music and Drama. We all have our paperwork. It's for a smallish sum, I think. That's the one piece of paper. Is it £500 or am I just wondering?
The first one's 400.
Oh, that's right.
400.
There it is.
We've given regular grants of £450, £500 apart from 2022 and 2024. The last one was 750 quid in 2023.
So, quick question. This is for the festival that's just happened.
Yeah, it's retrospective.
And it's a request in this financial year, so that big gate, they're applying this year for the next one.
No, they are, there's an oversight on their part.
Is it
They
just-
meant to submit the application before the event.
Because it's dated March the 1st, isn't it? So it's from previous.
There are 2 things here. One is, again, as I said at the last meeting, it's actually against policy because it's retrospective. And 2, it's £400, which is a small amount. We've got £17,000 in reserve. So I would have said no, but the mayor has pointed out to me, A, the event's already happened, and it's been de facto approved because they put the Arrowtown Council logo on their banner. So it's almost like it's a done deal regardless of what the council says.
I mean, if you wanted to, you could say approve it at this meeting, but we say if this happens again, it won't be approved.
I talked to Jill, she's a lovely lady. They do this for a whole year. Gwen, thank you. They do it for a whole year, so they ought to be doing it beforehand. But even so, they've got £17,000 reserved.
But their point is that they spend 10,000 a year, so, yeah.
It's not much, it's a very narrow audience. In fact, I went and took, I was a visual photographer at the Streams Woodland section, and there were about 15 children turned up, 3 from Hanbury, the rest of them from Peterborough. So what does that do for us as a town?
It brings people into my copies.
I don't think it does.
All those parents. So just quickly going through it, where is the point in the terms of the policy about retrospective? Because I'm sure I read it, but I can't see it.
So it's down at.
I think it's on an email. I think it's on the, when I sent the first lot of agenda, I put that there is an application on there that is retrospective.
What are our thoughts? Rupert, Jamie, anything?
Yeah, so I'm nothing against musical drama, but if you have £17,000 in reserve, I don't think you need our help with that amount of money, personally.
I suppose their argument would be that our names on some of the prizes, isn't it? Which were given as Amble Town Council prizes. So I suppose that's the link in the past. Is there any argument in making the point by, I don't know, paying half the grant?
We have paid out 5,862 of them in the last 14 years.
Right. Or is that just meaning out and unnecessary?
You guys don't want to get paid at all. And I think this time, frankly, against what I think is right, we should pay it because they put our logo on their thing.
Yeah.
And the mayor has already been presented prizes on behalf of the town
So
council.
we have de
So I think
facto.
we have de facto done it anyway, regardless of the rules. But
So
giving it, we said next year you need to apply before you put the logo.
Yeah.
So we can properly assess it.
So I'll propose that we support the grant for £400, but with a health warning that it's a very unusual one-off in retrospect, and it needs to be done before in the future. So that's my proposal, if that's okay. John seconded it, we all okay with that?
Okay.
Jamie?
I'm gonna abstain.
That's fine. And the second grant application from the Fringe Festival, they make quite a strong case for its importance, particularly since the festival itself, the annual festival at the moment, is sort of in abeyance a little bit. Any thoughts, questions, queries on this? Again, it's for advertising in effect, marketing the whole thing, with some ambition to get people into town in the first week of the summer holidays, or first week of July, etc., etc. Lots and lots and lots of free events, which used to be about.
We gave them £500 last year. That's the first thing for 9 years.
And this year, they're asking for, is it 600, 700?
600.
They also did they had performances here as well.
Yeah.
Part of Fringe last year.
So I think given there's a bit of a void in the festival market in Amble at the moment, and given the range and breadth of what they're proposing, it seems exactly on our sort of ambitions of tourism and opening the town up, and the fact they're free is going to be good for getting a diverse audience in. So I'm happy to propose that we pay it as is. Rupert's Williams seconded. All okay on that to vote? Lovely, thank you very much indeed. Any other business to report only? Rupert, anything?
On this stage,
John?
nothing.
Jamie?
Yeah, can I just ask how many requests have we had so far for grant application? I guess it's a new financial year, so we've not.
It's just these two.
Just
these
two, yeah.
Just on that basis, last year, we had a fairly good number, didn't we?
Yeah.
We didn't hit our
No,
grant
very short.
bar.
So does that money carry over?
It goes into reserves.
Yeah, it goes into our reserve, yeah.
So it's not specific, if it goes into reserves, it's
It just
not
goes into
allocated anymore, it goes into general pot.
We spent 11,000 out of 20 last year.
Okay.
So there's still
Just
plenty.
over half, yeah.
Yeah,
But in this month's advertiser, there's a request for grant applications,
Yeah.
isn't there? And it's one of the things I suppose we've been getting better at telling people about.
Yeah.
But we need to keep telling people about and get a diverse range.
I think the coronation one
Yeah.
that we had, got a lot of people involved in applying for grants. And so maybe, yeah, we need to sort of just advertise it a bit more.
Yeah, because that got a
Quite a few,
diverse
yeah.
range and
Yeah.
swashbuckling and others. Cool. Nothing for me, Emma, anything?
No, I haven't got anything.
Fair enough. Meeting closed.